All right, all right, all right. All right, welcome back to the channel, people. I am Management and this is I Am Sure Sports. It's always a pleasure to be with you. You understand me? So yeah, we have a good one to share with you. But as usual, we want to make sure that you do the regular things. You know what they are. Number one, make sure you hit that like button. Secondly, make sure that if you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, that you subscribe. And then the third thing I want you to do is to share the content with some other people. Because when you do that, it helps to get more people watching the content, viewing the quality content that we produce here at I Am Sure Sports. All right, I have around three things I want to speak about with you um, on this particular video. And let's talk about Arsenal. Number one, Arsenal is my team. They have been knocked out of the EFL Cup. That's what it is called. It used to be Carabao Cup, EFL Cup. They were defeated 2-0 by Newcastle, having lost the first leg at home by 2 goals. So um, the aggregate score is 4 goals in favor of Newcastle. Am I surprised that Arsenal lost to Newcastle in Newcastle? Certainly not. I am not surprised. I think the first result was more surprising. But going into the second game, I felt like Mikel Arteta should have just played other players because Arsenal struggles against the Magpies, as they're called. They struggle at St. James's Park, struggle against them. So I just felt like he should have just rested some key players and just like thrown away the game. Because obviously, I don't think the intention of my club this season is to really win anything. I don't think so. Because I think if Arsenal at this stage in January were seriously thinking about winning something, they would have at least made one signing. Especially because they say they have financial resources available, especially because they have already entered into agreement with Zubamendi for the summer, right? So you would want to believe, especially because they made a bid. If everything is right for 60 million for Ollie Watkins, who Aston Villa decided not to release, having released John Duran. Now, there were other players that they could have brought in because as good and as hardworking as Kai Havertz is, and I'm not blaming him for today's loss, but what I can tell you is that when you look at Newcastle, that first goal by Newcastle was created by Isak, good striker. So while Kai Havertz may not have missed opportunities or while he may have worked hard and did a lot, the issue continues that Arsenal don't have a striker that can give them a goal or two in the crunch moments. And that continues to be their problem, right? I was very optimistic at the beginning of the season, believing that this team, of course, making additions, could go on. And I've said it from the very beginning. The only way Arsenal can win with this team is if they were able to use their starting players, including Saka and Ben White, all of these guys, without any injury and any fatigue for the entire season. And that's not a given in football. And so it's a next season that's probably going to be trophyless, but we will see. And I know there are many Arsenal fans who may not like this because, there are some Arsenal fans who believe that regardless of what the result is, you're supposed to be positive and talk about the team. Listen, I criticize my team, but that don't mean I'm going to stop supporting Arsenal. Next year, I'll still be supporting them. But this idea of Mikel Arteta that based on what Kai Havertz did, he would have turned down the opportunity to sign Benjamin Sesko in the summer. You know why? And this is what has come out. Rumor has it that Mikel Arteta could not promise Benjamin Sesko that he would start as a striker over Kai Havertz. So the player decided, you know what? Let me re-sign with my club. Come on. Kai Havertz is not a striker. You did not buy Kai Havertz to be a striker. You were struggling to fit him into midfield. Gabriel got injured and Eddie Nketiah was not performing. So what you did in order to keep Kai Havertz in your team, you decided that you'd play him as a false nine, some sort of striker. And he started scoring. You remember how he broke his ducks, as some would say? It was a penalty that Arsenal had in the season. And they gave him the penalty. And then he started scoring some goals. I'm not here to beat the player, but the player is not a striker. And until we fix that, we're going to keep having issues. Mark you, I love Calafiori. Good addition to the squad. But Arsenal solidified their defense without, and I mean, we had the best defense in the entire league, and we added defenders. We had the second best offense in the league, and we never got a striker. It is pointless. What did we think? And so, City is rebuilding because the City you see this year, I guarantee you, you will not see the said City next year under Pep. They have already bought in this season like 6 players if you go from the summer to the January window. Pep is rebuilding his team. And in this summer, they have 4 other players that they're probably going to look at. That's an entire starting 11, you'd say. That Pep is changing out. Continues to be a problem at Arsenal. The second thing I want to talk about is Jamaica in terms of accomplishment, most accomplished footballer, Khadija Bonishaw. You'd have seen the news, you'd have heard it. The racial abuse that she experienced, right? And it hurts me when these things happen. It means that, as black people, it doesn't matter how successful we are in this life. It doesn't matter what our accomplishments are. It doesn't matter how much entertainment we provide. Because we're of a different color, there are people out there who think that they have a divine right to call us names, derogatory names, for whatever reason. And you know what is so funny about all of this? We are not allowed to call others names. You take any of these teams into any of the predominantly black spaces and let those spectators racially, verbally abuse the white players. See if those stadiums won't be banned and locked down and shut down and fines. See the sanctions would even come from FIFA. But when it happens to black people in the white spaces, what sort of action? I think until people see something drastic. So, for example, if you identify the spectators and that club loses all its points and is kicked out of a league, I guarantee you that it would stop. Once you can identify that that particular spectator is connected to that club, you can check their season tickets, you can check where they buy. You can. Of course, people try to, confuse or complicate the whole system, but you can. Check it out. All right. The third thing I want to, but let me just, before I go on, just say kudos to Khadija Shah because I think she dealt with it very mature. It just shown how much she has grown. Certainly, a big example. And people don't highlight these things. And if she had responded in a negative way, I tell you the outcry would be massive. But see, she has done something positive. She even refused to publicize the abuse on her phone because she said that it would be giving, like credence to her critics. And that's a bold move. It reminds me of President Obama during the time of his presidency, where he made reference to the fact that he doesn't respond to many of the people who say things about him. Because the moment he does that, he's given those people a bigger platform because they're unknown, and when he responds to them, he will make them known. So kudos to Khadija Bonishaw for the step that she has taken. I think that is big, that is good, and it is tremendous to see. All right. The Jamaica Under 17 squad, you'll see that out at some point today as they get ready to leave Jamaica on Saturday, which is the 8th, and they play their first game on the 10th. Lots of expectation around this team. I believe that this team will qualify, not because of not because of any one thing, but because of a combination of things. I think because, and I must say this straight off the bat, that the parents who have invested their resources to make a lot of this happen in terms of the consistency of the camp must be given kudos for what they have done. The Jamaica Football Federation, when they do wrong, they get a lot of beating. But on this one, we must commend them because they facilitated this and they allow the coaches to integrate and infuse many players from the diaspora. And that is big. The preparation time has almost been a year, right? So the coaching staff who have been there along with the rest of people around that team, that is also significant. So I want to big up those parties. To the players who consistently make themselves available, kudos to them. Not only that, there are hundreds of other players who would have gone to trials and they didn't make it, but they have also aided in this process. And it's for those who are selected to go out there and make it count and make it work. And I know recently, I think we had a great video where we spoke about the need to start playing football earlier. And just recently I saw some thing where near Oxford, Rainers Academy is kind of doing something that we had discussed, and I think that is what we need. What is it? It's very simple. Getting more youngsters at an early age playing the game across Jamaica. And if we can have 200 in every parish, under 12, under 15, especially on the girls' side playing for fun, it don't have to be structured, but just playing the game of football and having fun, we will be able to unearth more talent like Jodie Brown and Khadija Shaw and Kanya Plummer and Trudy Carter and Denisha Blackwood and Tashana Vincent, because they are out there. They're out there. And we just need to give them opportunities to play and ignite a passion in them. And I made this point to some people. I think like people like Stephanie Taylor need to be commended. I said it recently, because how can a young lady with no organized female cricket being played in a country excel to such high heights in cricket? And this is where we're missing it. There are many more of her out there, but there's no cricket being played. You see, this is why we have success in track and field, because we have track and field at the basic school level, the primary school level, and we have boys and girls. With football, we don't have enough girls playing. We need to. And we do. Listen, it is almost like in communities, especially in rural areas, there's limited amount of football being played at the under 12 level. So development is slowing down. We have to give commendation, like we said on the show, because the coaching aspect of it is growing. We have more coaches But listen, if you flood the market with coaches and there's nobody playing, then the coaches won't be able to pass on the information that they have learned. So while we have done that with the coach, the next step, and it must begin now, is to get more people playing the game. And so I must commend the people who have jumped on board. We have around 6 persons so far, right, who have decided that they are going to help, right? And we are going to start this. And the first one is going to be in March. We have the names of the people, and they've already made their commitments. We have also made contact with a major manufacturer of football gears and equipment. And we're going to go through them to get every team equipped because we want to provide the tops, the shorts, the socks, want to provide footballs for each team. Yes, and even get cleats for them. Because we believe if we do those things, then we have more people playing. But this is on the girls' side because I think that is where we need the investment right now to get more girls playing. And so we're looking forward to that. I also want to take time to say to you, listen, you need to be at Catherine Hall. All of you JPL fans, you Moby United, Mount Pleasant fans, Arnett Gardens fans, you understand me? Racing fans, Portmore fans. Yes, you need to come out. Veer, because Veer have players in the team as well. Veer, Chapelton have players in the team. Arnett has players in the team. Mount Pleasant, Cavaliers. Yes, Mobile United. You have to come out and support these players and watch these players. Watch them. These are the players that are making the JPL look good every week. You need to come and watch them. You need to come and see the Warner Browns hat-trick in the JPL. You need to come and see him. See the Tyreek McGee's again playing. Nathaniel Howe. You have to come out and support the local players. See, many of you have said that, listen, they need to be given a chance. No, you need to come and make the chance matter by making noise in the stands in support of them. So that game is going to be what they call a humdinger. I think this is Dwight York's second or so game. It will be interesting to see what he does, how he does as a coach against a coach that he knows very well in Steve McLaren. But looking forward to a jam pack with no room at Catherine Hall. Yeah, for this game. Looking forward to that. And then same thing at Arnett Gardens come Sunday. As we prepare for World Cup qualifiers in March against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Football for the people. Mount Pleasant fans, they need to come see your Suleim McCullough, your Daniel Green, all of those guys, Kimone Bailey. Some of these guys the first time they're done in the national colours. Kimone Arboin. All of these guys have been called up. Come and support them. Friends and family. Montego Bay. Chanel is there now. The Mario Phillips. Come and support your players. And I hope this serves as an encouragement to all of you playing in the league, whether it be in the JPL or even in Tier 2. And what it should say to you, there is an opportunity for me to don the national colours. Take pride. Every Sunday you play. You know why these players are called? Because they're making it count on the field. You look at the players and you look at their impact at their club. You begin now to impact your club. And listen, you could be the next one that is called up for a game, for a camp. Again, what do I ask you to do? Very simple. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. You'll be seeing very shortly a couple of our under 17 interviewed and talking to you. But I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to the point where we're going to end the video, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.